Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome to the YouTube channel. $29,708 here on NASDAQ, another bottom wick. We have a back and forth open. ES has gone higher. Figuring out where to go here is that we had some action on last week that led us to believe that we were going to continue to bottom wick and go higher. And then, of course, we had the Iranian news come out. That piece is no longer guaranteed, of course. We had about a 150-point dump there on NASDAQ to start the week off last night. And, of course, we're in the process of buying back up. There you go. What's up, Pine Beach Dan, Devious Phil? I'm back from the land of England where Coke isn't made with corn. Yeah. What's up, JJ? How you doing? Welcome back. Good to have you back. Large bottom wick there on ES. Beautiful stuff. Kind of getting settled in here to see how the week's going to go. We have a little bit more, a little bit larger news events this week than we did last week. Really, all we had was FOMC minutes, and the market literally didn't even respond to it. So we'll see. Bottom wick still going on ES and NASDAQ. Nice. ES is a lot more bullish than the NASDAQ right here. NASDAQ is putting on a lot of bottom wicks, 1, 2, 3 on the 1 minute scale. We have the first trigger here at 29,750, but even that's not getting through it. And after that, we'll be looking for 29,800. Overall, high volume bottom spikes, baby. High volume bottom spikes. Hey, people, back from a longer hiatus. Got to get some things straight. Another news that we just found out, we're going to have our first baby. Nice, JDM. Welcome. Congratulations. I feel like a daddy to all of you all. There's so many people that have had their first baby under my tutelage. Congratulations. I feel honored to be a part of your family. I expect an invitation to the baby shower. As part of your OM services, if you do have a child while being a member here, I will bring some color-coded tannerite, whether pink or blue, and I will shoot it at a baby gender choosing location of your choosing. 29,670 NASDAQ coming back over. ES top wick 76.10. Beautiful stuff. Can you get some allowance? NASDAQ coming down. We're in about a 70-point back and forth range here on NASDAQ. Beautiful stuff. What's up? Greetings on the YouTube. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, Compulsive Adventure. Hassan. If you missed the notification I just posted in the trading Discord, the trading discussion, the Skynet bot is now online. So if you have any questions about the OM system, about the server itself, or general trading questions, you can go to the Skynet channel, query the bot with /ask, and ask anything you like. I mean, it'll continue to get better and better, but it's another feature added locked for the Discord members. Coming off NASDAQ 29,641. Canceling my subscription because the stream name didn't make me laugh. I love it. I love it. I love it. Just here for the jokes. I love it. Yeah, there's a big divergence here between ES and NASDAQ. ES is heading higher. NASDAQ is heading lower. We had a couple of divergences last week as well, which makes the trading a little bit more dicey if you're someone who likes to trade momentum. But that's okay. You just got to wait for the volume. Most of the time, they do end up correlating before the end of the session. Yeah, buddy. So Tradevate now offers an account level lockout. Beautiful. I saw that one of the creators, I guess, of NinjaTrader, they are implementing their version of Claude, like an AI agent into NinjaTrader, so you can have back and forth creation with creating bots or AI trader relating mechanisms in NinjaTrader, which is actually pretty fantastic. ES looks like absorption for higher here. NASDAQ is probably going to put on a bounce-a-roni with cheese in this area right here. A bounce-a-roni with cheese. I'm going to be looking for the possibility of playing a long position. We do have a high volume spike there at 934. We have a couple of bottom wicks. We need to get over 673 to get us back up into 750. So we need to be patient. Which one is going to catch up with which? Whom? ES to NASDAQ or NASDAQ to the S&P? $650, 29,650 NASDAQ. What are they trying to do? So far, it's sliding lower. ES still rejecting 76.10. Whomst. Yeah. We could lose money much more efficiently that way. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. NASDAQ getting drilled. ES is still going higher, baby. Bottom wick, bottom wick. We'll see which one's going to catch. NASDAQ still putting on a lot of bottom wicks defending the 633 area. We're not quite down to the overnight low yet. It looks like it's going to continue to drill until it hits the overnight low position. We got about another 80 points left before NASDAQ touches that overnight low position. Cannot catch a bid yet. We're very early, of course. If this fails this, I would be careful buying the dip. We need a 3C, otherwise it's going to continue to slide to the overnight low position. We're only 8 minutes into the market, of course, and the NASDAQ is getting creamed. 120 points from the open and still sliding lower. What's up, Kennedy? Good morning. Can we get a 3C? Big news in the world of politics. Lindsey Graham passes away at the age of 71 yesterday after suspiciously visiting a large drone operation in Ukraine on Saturday afternoon. The question is, how does he go from a Ukrainian drone facility on Saturday afternoon to being in his home and having a medical event on Sunday morning? That's a long way to travel in such a short amount of time, and a very suspicious way to kick the bucket. Especially since Russia blew up the drone operation Sunday morning. Makes you wonder. Ooh, it makes me wonder. Science. I'd actually like the 3C to get us back to 29.8. I'd like to as well. NASDAQ needs a 3C. We just came up and tapped the 3C trigger and then, of course, immediately top wig. So that's how we know we have picked a good 3C trigger, is that the fact that it just came up and tapped ticket perfectly and then another 40-point rejection. So you really need the 3C trigger of about 660 here on NASDAQ in order to get us into that position. It should happen quickly, though, if they do give us the trigger. So we will see. There we go. Large sweeping rejection off that mark. Coming on down. No 3C force today, which means we're going down to the overnight low position on NASDAQ. NASDAQ will fill the 544 mark after a sweeping, low volume, mind you, rejection on the 3C long trigger. So that is a beautiful, beautiful sweep down and should get us down to the overnight low position. Booyah. Must not have washed off the anthrax. Still coming down. Beautiful. We're looking for overnight low now. After the 3C trigger failure, complete sweep all the way down 200 points to the overnight low position. Aggressive call selling, put buying at the moment. Coming down. Large sweeping engulfing candle for NASDAQ. We're almost there, baby. We're almost there. Another 20 points and we'll get the overnight low position. Boom. 3C failures all the way. 3C failures are an indication in and of themselves. It's beautiful stuff. High volume bottom wick, just short of the overnight low position. What's up, Dan? Good morning. Greetings. Greetings and salutations. Coming down 29,570. Now I shall be untiltable. Become untiltable. What's up, Pine Beach Dan? How you doing? Quan Tower is fantastic. Quan Tower is fantastic. You're right, homie. Quan Tower is fantastic. Today is the last day, mind you, to enter the OM TakeProfitTrader $1,200 cash giveaway competition. If you'd like to be a part of it, head down to the competition channel and sign up. More moves down. We're coming down to the overnight low. Straight selling, baby. Straight, ripping and a tearing selling. We're about to hit the overnight low. I think about another 10 points and we'll get it. You need a 3C to long this move, otherwise you're going to get clapped. This is straight selling. ES is selling back off to join the NASDAQ. And so far, we are down 200 points. You cannot long anything until you have a 3C trigger. They are going to sweep the overnight low level here. After you fail the first 3C on the opening drive like that, it's like getting into the red zone in sports ball and failing. No bueno. Gives the other team momentum. You are the man. You're the man, Dan. You're the man. Coming on down. Beautiful stuff. Man, the Korean markets cannot do well. They are just getting wrecked day after day after day. There we go. Top wicking. Sam Neill died as well. Pour one out. Jurassic Park. There we go. Top wicking. Still no high volume 3C indications and getting ready to go lower. Down, 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 baby. We're about to sweep the overnight low position. Question for the competition. Does the account have to go into live? New. So the way the competition works is you sign up for the evaluation. Today's the last day to enter the evaluation. And then your job is to pass that evaluation and get funded. Once you're funded, then you have to keep that funded account open for 30 days while actively trading. You have to take 5 $300 payouts, at least $300 in quantity, in size, $300, and you have to actively trade the account. So no quick scalping, all that kind of stuff. Where's the competition entry? Let me get that link for you. Why did I call it the June competition? It's July. Here, I'm going to rename the channel. Yeah, head down right there to that channel and sign up via those rules. There's a large green candle that bounced, and then immediately an engulfing red bearish tsunami. A bearish tsunami all the way down to wipe the low that I told you all. I told you all that once the opening drive failed, it's going down to the overnight low position. All the way down. All the way down, baby. A failed 3C is a 3C indication in and of itself. Boom. Boom. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Anyone seen the video of the Russian guy? I saw that. That is nuts. Do we have any winners for the other comps? Out of all the comps we have done, we've only had one single winner. Claim thy prize. And that is Tylenol. I think, yeah, we need some ibuprofen to win there this time. Bottom wick. Bottom wick, baby. Big volume on the one. Yeah, beautiful. We also had a little drama in the prop firm world this past weekend. One of the prop firms announced that they are going to completely shut down one of their tiers and just leave people hanging, which is a very scammy thing to do. It's a very scammy thing to do. But that is why you must choose wisely when you're prop firms. I think it was Alpha. I've never heard of Alpha before. I've never once heard of it, but apparently it's quite popular on the social medias. They are definitely not doing alpha stuff, that is for sure. They're doing beta stuff. Boom. Boom. Overnight low level checked right there. Now, where do we go from here? We just had the highest volume candle of the day come in at 9:45. We need a 3C trigger of 601. That is going to be a 3C long trigger. If you do not get 601, you do not take long positions. No trigger, no long, baby. I've spent a ridiculous amount of time on Claude the past week. I've got Claude brain. They are back to buying calls, baby. They're back to buying calls. I saw you started posting more on YouTube Shorts. Yep. So I'm using the AI software. I put in all my videos and generate shorts off the best high quality snippets. What have I made with Claude? I made the Skynet bot. The OM Skynet bot that we posted about. I've made a bunch of different websites, efficiency programs, fitness trading trackers, a personal productivity website that's local to my computer. That's for my own productivity. I made a whole bunch of stuff, man. I'm just a book outline editor / analyst person. I mean, everything. I'm just all my ideas that I've ever had. I'm just session after session I'm creating in that thing. It's amazing. NASDAQ is still holding right here at 570. It needs 601 to go 3C. We need 601 to go 3C, at which point we'll probably get a 50% trigger. We have call buying, put selling at the moment. The bullish options are coming in here, but we need 601. Right now, NASDAQ is stuck-a-roni with cheese. It will not bounce right now. It's stuck. We've already had one beautiful momentum rejection that led us to the overnight low position. Now we need 601. 601. After that, we will go for the 50% mark, which will be right at 640. 640 will put us into the support resistance retest area, which will be a fantastic trigger for us to move our trailing stops. But first, you need 601. Highest volume candle of the day at right here, 9:45. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? The longer the bulls stay down here, the higher the chances that the bears are going to sweep lower. So this is already now, especially with that kind of volume, if the bulls can't start a campaign higher after we've been here for 6 minutes, 10 to 11 minutes, we've now been in this zone. With that kind of volume, if the bulls can't mount a campaign, then the odds start to increase that we are flushing, look at this, all the way down to new lows. Boom, new low of the day for NASDAQ. This is a very, very important candle for the buyers. This will turn into a 1% red day, 2% red day if they cannot hold this candle. This will be a very large liquidation event if the bulls cannot hold this candle after failing that volume. Watch this. No 3C, no long. It's a straight down. There was nothing but call buying, put selling there at the about 5 minutes ago. Now they've completely undone all of that bullish flow. It is now back to bear flow. The bulls cannot put on any single bounce whatsoever on the 1 minute. Everything is sold off. This is a very, very bearish open. You cannot take a long position without a 3C long trigger. This is a very bearish open. This is a very important candle right here. This candle to tip lower is one or two things. It's a liquidity stop to sweep the lows and then rocket back up, or this is the start of a 2% red day. So this one candle right here is very important. We will know the outcome of the morning here in about 120 seconds. Macro gold trend line is on the money. Yeah, buddy. A very important candle right here. We keep having high volume spikes into the lows. This is now 3 high volume spikes. One there at 940, one there at 945, and another one at 951. So the bulls are responding. They need 601 to give you a 3C long. Otherwise, 2% red day. Look, another failure. The bulls cannot do anything. Every single candle is top wick. This is a very bearish order book. This is a very bearish order book. Usually it's the other way around, right? Usually we're talking about the other way around. But nope. Very, very bearish. We're almost at 2% thus far. Yeah, we're about it. Yeah, we're almost there. But with NASDAQ's at 30,000, another 0.5% is a couple hundred points. So that's a lot. So yeah, very, very bearish. If NASDAQ cannot close 601, then we are in trouble. Muy trouble. I'm warning y'all, do not long without a 3C trigger. Believe daddy. Every single candle's top wicked. The bulls cannot close a single candle. Not even the smallest of time frames cannot close a candle without top wicking. That tells you how much selling is on the tape right now. When every candle's top wicked, there's a lot of selling. This is not accumulation style price action. Not yet. What's ES doing? ES coming back up. ES is not nearly as bullish as NASDAQ. NASDAQ is deeply, deeply bearish. ES is actually just fine. There's a complete divergence here. In fact, one of the largest divergences I've ever seen on ES and NASDAQ. I don't think I've ever seen nearly a 2% divergence on the indexes. Very odd behavior. Very odd behavior on the indexes. ES is only a couple of points away from going green, and NASDAQ is down almost 2% and cannot put on a single bottom wick candle. Very different behavior. If you look at the watch list, you'll see why. SpaceX is down almost 4%. NVIDIA is down almost 2%. AVGO is down 3.1%. Meta is down 0.8%. Tesla is down 3.2%. Tech is getting demolished, while the rest of the market is actually very green. XLP is up 1.6%. XLF is up 0.7%. XLU is up 0.9. XLV is up 0.8. XL Energy is up 2.6. So the rest of the market is very, very green. NASDAQ is getting creamed. Creamed. One of the largest discrepancies I've ever seen in my many years of trading between the ES and NASDAQ. It's because you took a call. What'd you take a call on? The Qs? 601 is what we need to get a 3C trigger. 601. There we go. We're back. We are back. Lost my internet there for a second. We have no news at the top of the hour we are waiting on. Nothing. So there's nothing at 10 o'clock in terms of news that's going to get us in or out. NASDAQ is bouncing a little bit. Gently, 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 gently. Can they do it? Can they do it? This feels like it's going to dump big time. Maybe. If ES starts to downturn, God help us all. God help us all. ES is bouncing nicely, though. It is not going down at all. It is doing very nice. NASDAQ is about to hit the trigger. It's about to hit it. Where would you see the 3C triggers on gold right now? Let's take a look. Right here at 4060. I'd put it at 4060. Nah, 4060.1. Let's move it down. Right there. NASDAQ is right there at the area. NASDAQ is at that move right at the moment. ES is coming back up. And I'm in. I am in. We'll see what we can do. ES pumping 76.10. Looking for if they do close, if ES closes 76.10, we're going to 15. We're going to 15. Now that's only, it's not that much. That's only what? 6 points on ES. NASDAQ is at the 50 Fibonacci right here. That's the main goal right now, is to claim the 50. If we can claim the 50, then this should be a pretty rewarding position. If we can claim the 50, this will be a pretty rewarding position. It's been a while since I've been stressed taking a long position. I'll tell you that. It's been a while since I've been in this stress taking a long position. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. 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 So now that we've claimed the 50, like I said earlier, that's your trigger to move your stop up. You've got to keep the position on until you hit your first trigger. For me, that is the 50 Fibonacci. Now we move the trailing stop up. I'm going to set it under this candle right here and maintain at about the bottom of the volume shelf. That'd be nice. There's no volume. Well, we have a little volume uptick there, but nothing crazy. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff, baby. Do you see how we walked through that whole thing? How we walked through the whole thing of waiting. We had 3 volume spikes, bottom wicks. We had that one final dump back over. Then it cleared higher and went into the 3C trigger mode to come up. Now, we didn't get the bottom tick entry, but that's the point. When you're having such weird market behavior, you cannot wait for major bottom tick behavior. You cannot try to get the exact bottom of the market. Otherwise, you're gonna catch a falling knife. It's just no good. It's just no good. It's just no good. When you try to catch falling knives, normally you're going for the home run play. You're gunning for the big swing to try to hit a grand slam, and it's just not going to be well for you. It's not going to work well for you, especially when the market's doing weird stuff that I've never really even seen before. You're looking for the S&P is bright green. NASDAQ is getting wrecked to the point where I haven't seen this in ever, if not a very long time. So you've got to play very cautiously. You really have to apply the 3 C's. And up we go. Started my first TPT eval Friday, made a profit target on a long from overnight lows. Just need 3 more days now. Nice. Nice. If you were looking for the trade callouts, they're in the day trades channel. So you have to you have to take a look at that trades, or go into choose your roles, which I am in the process of developing a guide walkthrough for the server. That's Claude's job. Claude's being lazy this morning. So go into choose your role and make sure you're selecting the trades channel, and you'll get it. I'm also in the process of creating a bot to do that for me as well. Once they added 0 DTs for individual names, markets have been weird. Yeah. Freaking 3 C's, baby. I thought it was going to dump. It was perfectly executed. Yes, sir. On a 50K account, would you say 5 contracts is too much? 5 contracts on minis or micros? Minis, absolutely. Way too much. In my opinion, 1 mini is too much for a 50K account. For micros, that's fine. Yeah, MNQs, that would probably be the beefier side of position sizing. The beefier side of position sizing. Especially the way NASDAQ, I actually made a YouTube short about this. With NASDAQ being at 30,000, you've got to understand what's going on here. It's like a 1% move on 30,000. It's much, much bigger than a 1% move on 10,000. So you have to adjust your position sizing accordingly. You're dealing with very, very large moves notionally, as opposed to what we were experiencing 6 years ago. I mean, heck, this past couple of weeks, we're getting like 300 and 400 point ranges on NASDAQ, which is thousands and thousands of dollars. It's cray-cray. Beautiful stuff. Apparently, there is catastrophic explosive diarrhea parasitic infection spreading across the United States. It's affecting all produce, from organically sourced produce to fruit. Make sure you cook thoroughly all of your vegetables and avoid eating fruit that's been known to be infected. The Norway team got that? You got it? You lived it the past week? That's terrible. How do you define explosive? Well, there has to be a minimum blast radius. You have to have a R of at least 6 inches. And then from there, they calculate the diameter by doubling it. and you arrive at the conclusion of explosive. Wear your seatbelt. It felt like a colonoscopy. Jeez Louise, dude. My brother-in-law caught it last week. Did they confirm it was it, or was it just like, did he just eat some bad Taco Bell? Send a PM, need to cancel. All right, show me a DM. I'll get you straightened out, buddy. Getting you straightened out. ES is rejecting 7610. Now that line 7610 was from last week. So where did that line come from? From the gap there. Interesting. Apparently the incubation period is up to 2 weeks. Oh man, that's terrible. So it incubated for 2 weeks in your stomach before it just finally just goes nuts on you. It pulls a Dragon Queen on you and just destroys the city for no reason after 8 seasons. Terrible. If you notice in the stream, there's a lot of red names, red highlighted names. Those are the people that have switched over to the new website. If you are a yellow name, shame. 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 Head over to the new website and sign up for me. You switched? I'll have to get you linked. Yeah. Yeah, so if you are signed up on the new website and it's still yellow, that's because I haven't gotten to your name on the list yet. I have to go into WAP and hit like re-access the roles, and it links you up to the new stuff. So no shame for you. No shame for you. So what do we do next? That's the question. So what do we do next? We failed the first 3C, dumped all the way back over, and bounced, took the long position all the way up to 680, which was a 50% Fibonacci. Sometimes we survive the Fibonacci, sometimes we don't. In that case, we did not. If it re-engages the 50%, then most likely we'll tap the day's highs. I used a different email to sign up on WAP. As long as you sign up, you connect your Discord account. Your Discord account does have to be signed up in WAP in order for it to connect. Out of my gold position on that short. Got a big certification test tomorrow, so I'm going to study for that. Certifying in what? What are you getting certified in, Proggy? Let us know. We'll be trading tomorrow before the test. Jabroni politics. Underwater basket weaving. Certified safety professional. Nice. Very cool, Proggy. I love it. I love it. Do we need to cancel our previous membership? I'll have to do that for you, yes. So when you sign up for the new website, DM me, and I'll get everything canceled and evened out for you. And I'll send you a DM to confirm. Some nasty wicks this morning. You're right. There are some nasty wicks this morning. 29,630 on here on NASDAQ. The S&P is coming back up. We have a very large discrepancy. So if you don't know what that means right now the S&P is almost green. NASDAQ is deeply red. Deeply red. It's not something we normally see. Even if there is, I mean, we usually see small discrepancies like, maybe 0.1, 0.2% differences. But it's very, very rare that we see this level of discrepancy between the two. And it's because if you look to the right on my watch list here, this up at the top showcases what used to be Mag 7. Now I think they have some sort of like mac and cheese, some sort of different acronym. I don't know. Deeply red. All of tech is insanely red. SpaceX, NVIDIA, AVGO, Meta, Tesla, Google, all red. But if you look at this one, most of this is deeply green. And even the names that are red are barely red. So these are the 10 sectors of SPY, of the S&P. So that's why ES is barely red, and tech is very green, or very red. So, and if we start to see the NASDAQ bounce back up, you'll see a pretty phenomenal recovery into the afternoon, which is something that we all desperately want. That's the only reason why it's there. So make sure you are sizing down. Did you hear me? I think I had an internet outage again. Did y'all hear me? Check. Check. I just realized I got a new debit card a few weeks ago, so my payment needs to be updated. All right, I'll get you sorted out. Loud and clear. But Dave, did you hear my answer? I haven't signed into the new website. Am I good? No, but you need to do that. There is going to be a period where all of the accesses will be dropped, and I'll have to get everyone migrated like ASAP. So I am not giving Bluehost another dime of my money, and Bluehost is what the old memberships are on, so they are terrible. $76.03 still coming up on NASDAQ is holding and looking for higher. You came back in talking about overpositioners. Yeah, I was talking about Dan. So Dan's having trouble with the TPT drawdown. It's because he's overpositioning. Any prop firm, even with or without the drawdown, you're talking about very tight parameters when it comes to the buffer. $2,000, $2,500, whatever. You've got to size down when you're dealing with that stuff. If you want to have success with prop firms, you've got to size down, even more so than you think you will. Even more so than you think you do. Size down and begin to show that you can actually do this. And the drawdown specifically, Disciple talked about it, I've talked about it, other people have talked about it. If once you figure out that you've sized down appropriately, all of a sudden you realize, holy crap, that trailing drawdown doesn't really mean much. It doesn't affect me anymore because you inch your way up. Now, yes, you're going to get clapped if you just go on a losing streak. Can't help that. There's no position sizing in the world that can help doing that. But I promise you, it will pay off when you finally realize that that is the way to do business. That is the way to do business. So there's a couple of things I want y'all to take away from my day trades, because I have been, for what, this is the third week, 3.5 weeks I've been posting my trades live again. I stopped doing it, I think back in 2023 is when I stopped posting live signals. Started doing it again, and there's two things I want to get out of it. Number one, obviously the entries, take them, have fun with them, whatever. Number two is the directionality of the market. If I'm putting on a position, that means my confidence in directionality of the market is high. I'm not going to place willy-nilly trades most of the time, at least with good position sizing, unless I have good confidence. So you could derive another information. So whether or not you want to follow my trade, which I hope you don't, trade at your own risk, just disclosures, all that nonsense, you can have confidence that I'm looking for a certain direction of the market, and you can play accordingly. And so far, it's working out pretty well. Working out pretty well. Just connected WAP to Discord. No shame for me. Nice, Walker. You did it, buddy. You did it. Are your pre-market lines based on 6 p.m. open night or 12 p.m. day of? Pre-market lines are based on... Are you talking about the overnight high lows? I don't have them on right now. Let me get them on. I turned them off the first few minutes because it does wonky stuff. It does crazy stuff. Nice, Leo. Thank you, buddy. A lot of red names in the business. Thank you. Good stuff. Shoot me a DM. That way I know that you've done it, and I'll get all your old memberships canceled for you. It's good stuff. Good stuff. What's up, YouTube? Y'all being quiet. What are you doing today? You taking some trades, making some money? Oil, nice little green day. They have a high volume bounce at 10 o'clock. Oh, speaking of which, something just happened. As I switched over to oil, I saw a massive green candle. Something just hit the tape. Something just hit the tape. Order bomb. Order bomb. Warning. 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 Return to Energizer. All right, what happened? Something just hit the tape as I was looking at oil. Probably we bombed or they bombed or something bombed or what. This happened on Friday too, man. This has been happening. That happened on Friday. A very large order tape hit, or a tape bomb hit. And it happened again just now. That was almost a 200-point bomb right there. Now, CPI is tomorrow. That's got to be an Iranian news thing. With oil affecting, the oil moving the way it just did. It's got to be. Where's the new info to switch over? Here. Super simple. Head over to the new website. The new website. Sign up as if you were a new member, and then shoot me a DM, and I'll get your old stuff canceled. Man, ES is dropping harder than NASDAQ now. Look at that. Boom, all the way down. We're absorbing the overnight low areas. Oil is rocketing. Oil has gone from 73 to 75. And you know what the beautiful thing about that oil trade was right there? I didn't take any oil trade, by the way. I just oil whatever. It was triggered by a 3C long. So if you took the 3C long on oil, you just got paid, homie. You just got paid. Heading to Nash Vegas for the night. Nice, Grizzly. What are you doing in Nash Vegas? Is Trump taking over the island? I don't know. Just watching, can't seem to figure it out. Truth Social. Yeah. That was a nasty tape bomb there. This is 2 days in a row now we've been dealing with this. Of course, that's pretty much common. We've been dealing with that a lot now since this whole Iranian crap has kicked off. But Trump has got to get off social media. Yeah, tell me about it. Dinner with clients. Nice. Nice. NASDAQ has already bounced 110 points off that bottom wick and is regathering. We'll see if they're actually going to continue up. Interesting. Interesting. What do you think? We're going down or up? We're going to recover. So far, they've already recovered half. I got it stopped out with slippage. Yeah. That was a spicy move, man. That was a spicy move. Heard something about the blockade is back. It hit 29,500 with massive liquidity. Why wouldn't it just use that as jet fuel? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So if we look left on the longer time frames, we just hit the overnight low, a couple of overnight pivots, but that's really about it. But either way, tremendously large volume with a huge bottom wick. We've already refilled half of it to 580. The S&P has dumped their entire range, and they're coming on down. Have not tapped the overnight low position yet on ES, but that is tremendous volume on the S&P. Oil rocketed. I just managed to switch over and look at oil's chart right as that occurred, and immediately knew we had some sort of blockade news. Oil is still going. Still top wicking. Trump is reinstating the blockade. She's like selling off some of the puts. Yeah, the options are a little bearish here. The options are not looking good. Now, Friday they completely recovered that tape bomb and kept on going. So this was the tape bomb here. It went from 29,960 to 29,690. So a 300-point bomb, and they completely recovered and then kept on going. Ended up being a very bullish day. Today, they've recovered half so far. Every single Iranian news outlet has resulted in a bottom week. So we'll see what's going to happen. Now, this kind of looks like maybe a little buyer's exhaustion off the bounce. I don't know. But so far, the bulls are holding on just fine after such a big sell-off. I'm sure everyone will try to re-short on back down. But there we go. Got to be very delicate with this stuff. Very delicate. It's not easy to predict the future and see when Trump is going to post about Iran. So there is a 30-point drop that's bottoming back up and holding. So they're holding right in this 580 mark on NASDAQ. That move was a liquidity move. You see that? That was a quick move down on the 1-minute chart from 600 down to 570 and instantly hammer it to go even higher. So that was a liquidity move right there to continue to go. I'm sure a lot of people are trying to re-short this after such a red move, which is exactly what happened Friday. And instantly, they bottom licked the crap out of it on up. Instantly. So I'm sure that the buyers will hammer the entire move. That's what they've been doing. Every single Iranian news the past couple of months have been bottom licked higher. Every one of them. The Iranian news is no longer a net bearish effect. It's only liquidity go lower. And you have to know that Trump just bought a crap ton of calls. Every time. Every single Iranian news, he loads up on calls after the market dumps and then rockets it into new highs. Every time. And NASDAQ just did the same thing. Instant 100-point bounce on NASDAQ after that little liquidity sweep. How many people just tried to re-short that move down thinking we're breaking lower and just got pummeled in the face, blast off? Every single Iranian news, buy it. Every one of them. Buy it, buy it, buy it, baby. The good thing about fraud is that you can be a part of it too and make money. Blast off. The most fraudulent administration in the history of the markets, and we can make all the money with them. Let's go, baby. About to take out the highs, 660. And once we hit this through, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attempts. Blasting even higher, baby. And we're going. Look at that. Complete recapture. All you are is liquidity. All you are is liquidity. Thank you for the vote. And we're going higher, baby. And we're going higher. Extraordinary. Fraud. When you're here, your family. I love it. The most fraudulent administration in the history of the country by a long shot. But all you have to do is buy the dip, baby. That's all you have to do is buy the dip. Let's all do a big spread at 10:15 tomorrow before he picks up the phone. Heck yeah, man. Up, up, and away. Up, up, and away. That was a 200-point dump and pump right there. It did the exact same thing they did on Friday. That's exactly what they did on Friday. Never, ever, ever chase the hole on an Iranian dump. You will get clapped. Never, ever, ever chase the hole. Good stuff. Good stuff. Stop myself from shorting gold. Nice. Shorting the... I see what you're saying there. Can't keep up with this. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. If he permanently closes the border and really secures the elections, I don't care if he becomes a trillionaire. He's never going to do that. He hasn't done a single thing he said he was going to do. This is coming from someone who voted for the man 3 times. Does that break the PD low now retesting back down? Well, I don't know if we're going to go back down. I don't know. Right now, the charts say no, we're not. Now, the options are still bearish, but every single Iranian post for weeks and months now has been buy the dip higher, buy the dip higher. Every single red candle about Iran since the initial dump weeks ago has gone higher. So it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. And that was a high volume 3C too. And that just right there. And that candle at 1023 should tell you that is a liquidity sweep. So if you were short and that 1023 candle formed the way it did, you need to be getting out of short position as fast as humanly possible. And then of course now it's up another 100 points. It's crazy. What were your other three choices? Not good ones. Not good ones. You're 100% right. Now they're absorbing to break higher, and they're going to take 737 on NASDAQ. There we go. Breach and high, baby. I was long before the tweet. Stayed long because of the wick. Small position sizing. Minus Erebus. Nice, J-Dog. Well done, buddy. Well done. Still going. There's the absorption for higher. This is the same exact thing as Friday. Bottom wick higher, baby. No shorting. Don't get re-short here. All the way up into 740. Fantastic. Fantastic. Still going. 230 point bounce off the lows and still going. Now we're looking. Oh, boom. 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 Hitting it. Now we're going to 737, baby. Up, up, and away. Up, up, and away. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Boeing? What's Boeing doing? Yeah, they're getting wrecked. But it looks accumulative. Another 737 issue? Jeez. NASDAQ is still going, baby. 29,713. 85% had taken. Boom. Green candle extended as I close. Crazy stuff, man. I love it. Repeatable. Now, next time this happens, which you know what's going to happen again, what are you going to do? It happened on Friday. It's happened way 1,000 times before. It happened today. Everyone looks for the Iranian news to sell the account off, and it's not going to happen. Just buy the dip. I love it. I love it. All right, what's next? Been a pretty awesome day today, man. Pretty fantastic day. Pretty fantastic day. There are days to short and there are days to long. I don't like shorting today. I don't like it. I don't like it. Kennedy, I need you to link your Discord to the WAP, please. That's why your name hasn't turned red. ES is coming up here too. Big old bottom wick. CL still going. SpaceX at 137. Yeah, buddy, keep on going. I need another 60 points. I need another 60 points out of SpaceX. NASDAQ with multiple hourly bottom wicks. Look at that. Since Thursday, what do you see here on the hourly chart for NASDAQ right here? What do you see? Sorry, you can tell me. Where's the POC on the volume profile? Where's the lower volume node? And what's the price action doing? Bung, 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 bung. Bung, 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 bung. Bung, 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 bung. What do you see? 29,706. Once we claim over 740, we're going to reclaim the overnight session. Here's the POC on the volume profile. The main volume on the 60-minute chart. We have bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, dose bottom wicks. Por favor. All while defending the SR flip. Right here. We have a cumulative behavior here on NASDAQ, especially after that one. We have 3 tape bombs, all of which have been incredibly bottom wicked. And once we claim this area here, which is the morning high at 750, we will reclaim the entire overnight range. Up we go, baby. Up we go. Where's the Cliff Notes migrating to the website? You've been procrastinating. That's all right. Just head to theoptionsmillionaire.com and sign up as if you were a new customer. And then DM me here on Discord, and I will take care of your old membership. Right there. No way we get to 30. I love it, Lowen. I love it. I love it. What did you set your volume profile to? I do look back. 500. I do a 500 look back. 500 look back, 200 bar width. I personally don't like the session volume profiles. It doesn't give me a lot of information that I don't already know. It's pretty redundant when you set it to session, in my opinion, if you're watching price action. And that's someone who's a big user and believer of volume profile. What is your volume profile? Oh, somebody, yeah. There you go. I answered that for 2 people. Good stuff. 500 look back, and what other thing? 200 bar width. Now the 200 bar width is only it's a look thing. It doesn't actually affect the output of the data. It's just how you want it to look. The 500 look back will affect the data output. It'll give you different POCs. It'll give you different value areas. Right here. I DM'd you about the switch in March. Is this another one? Let me take a look. We haven't made another switch. I haven't made 2 websites, so it's just this one. So it's probably this one. Yeah, we got you straightened out. You're good to go. Let me see. If I had to guess, you didn't connect your Discord. Yeah, the Discord you have on file is different from the one you're using here in Discord. That's why your name hasn't changed. Can you refer me to a SY who has good staff about teaching volume cells and volume gaps? I'm not sure what you mean, SY. I'm so happy I finally moved my trading window. I'm super gun shy before an hour. Nice. Yeah, sometimes something as simple as that as putting a time constraint on your system can mean all the difference in the world. So well done. Well done. All right, NASDAQ is dealing with the day's highs here. If they do close the day's highs, then they'll be moving up to the overnight highs. The overnight highs are going to be way up into the 300.4 mark. On ES, NASDAQ is right here at 70, or ES is 75.88 and dropping after the big Iranian news pop. Trendline rejection on NASDAQ. Nice. All right, I'm back. I'm out of touch. Anything under 800, and I'm bear bias. Everything down here is just caution, low position. Why is that? What's your justification for that? I'm just curious. By the way, I shot you a DM routine. DM set, how do I connect WAP to Discord? 1 second. Here you go. POC on multiple time frames, 37 hard rate. Rejection for lower. Chip mania dying down. Nice. Option data straight down. They are. The options data is very bearish. It is very bearish. Maybe not much action until bank earnings this week. There you go. Maybe. NASDAQ is coming off here, 29,620. ES is coming off. ES is about to take out the low. NASDAQ is still at the highs, which we have a divergence within a divergence. We have a short time frame divergence with a longer time frame for divergence. It's weird. Back and forth stuff. ES is coming down. 5 minute. We do have a high, medium volume 3C trigger here under 656. And NASDAQ is coming down again. Coming back off. Looking for a 600 titch again. That'd be nice. ES is coming down. ASML reporting they're a huge deal for chip sector and big moat. Nice. Another bottom wick back up. Still not wanting to short anything. I don't I don't have a lot of bear juice in my plums today. It's just everything is bottom wicked. Everything is bottom wicked. Ooh, we got some spammers in the Discord. All right. That's cute. Bottom wick, massive bottom wick all the way back up. Boom. ASML is a Dutch multinational corporation, the world's sole supplier of extreme ultraviolet lithography machines. ASML. $1,700 a share. I was hoping that would be like a penny stock, even with 500 billion revenue. Holy smokes. They're the main one. Or at least the sea drones, yeah. First time the U.S. forces employed sea drones in combat. All right, 29,960 here. By the way, I was on the daily chart there. Look at that. That is disgusting on the daily chart, isn't it? Looks like we are tightening for a larger move. I thought about creating YouTube content about being a complete noob to AI generated tools like Claude and how to use them in my path along the way. Because I used to be terrible at those. I'm still kind of terrible at those. All right, so what are we doing next? So we have a massive bottom wick there. It didn't come with a lot of volume. I don't like shorting unless I see something worth noting. Now the options are very bearish. The options are not showing very much bullish. We have yet another, as I'm speaking, a 50-point dump here on NASDAQ. So this is spicy. I hope that you are sizing down as we discussed. Coming on down. That would be amazing. Yeah. Account is set up and servers connected. Well, yeah. I got you. Yeah, I verified. It probably just takes a minute, but you're good to go home. Let's go back. I wouldn't worry about it. We'll get you red. I appreciate you doing that for me. 643, dropping them out. I'll get you another call out here if I can get something going. Something at least that's something you can take advantage of. All right. Soon we're all going to be in nanos. What does that mean? Boom. Oh, I see what you're saying. It changed my life when I went from 1 to 2 minis and 1 to 3 micros. It's a big adjustment to the moves way too large. Yep. Yep. I'm willing to bet that most of you do not need to be touching minis. The reason why I say that is because, of course, most of my career was on regular money, not prop firms. And it took me a long time to be able to deal with minis. Long time. And even when I did, it was very spicy. So here we go trading prop firms with $2,000 buffers, and people are trading with one mini thinking they're doing proper position sizing. And one mini is a huge contract. Huge contract. So if you want to do yourself a favor, dedicate yourself to a month of trading only micro accounts. See what happens. I bet you it'll go well. All right, what do we have here? Silver. We have a super high volume spike here. Very long tail wick at 57.87. We do have a 3C trigger. If we got over this little mark here about 58, we'd probably reclaim all of the day's range, which would be a nice long position. Gold is about to put on a 3C here. Ooh, I like that. I like that setup. This is a lot of accumulation. That is a lot of accumulation. Hey, what's up, Space Cadet? You're back, baby. I'm so sick of prop firm gotcha policies. Set up a new account and forgot to put in the code. If you DM them, they'll get you back. They'll hook you up. I've done that before too. I can't use my own code. They won't let me, so I have to use their generic code. And I've forgotten a few times. They'll fix it. I have a 25K TPT Pro account, scaling with 1 micro at a time. I'm up overall, just gliding slow to buffer. That's the way to do it, man. That's the way to do it, Celsius. What would be the GC trigger? Honestly, I mean, the technicals trigger's already hit. So right here at 4015.6 is a good 3C trigger on gold. It's not moving very fast. You know, the more you demand, the more high confidence it is. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decent bottom wicks here, not to mention tremendous amount of volume to get us into a 3C trigger for gold. 20 points, $20 a point on NASDAQ at 30,000. Yeah, that's insane. If you change to the new website and DM to them, your name is still yellow. It may be due to changing your Discord name since you originally used. So I had to disconnect the old name, reconnect new name, keep me on the server 5 minutes. Yeah, I get you. Appreciate that. Thank you. What symbol are you using for gold? On Quantower. Let me take a look. I use the front running contracts on Quantower. Bottom looks still going. Nice. Disregard my DMs. No, you're good. Appreciate you. What's the symbol letters, please? Let me get you. Sorry about that. GCQ6, which is also, if you look on TradingView, right here, this little green blob, this green box, even if you are on the GC1 exclamation, which is the front runner ticker in TradingView, it'll still show you the front running contract that it had selected, which is GCQ6 Golf Charlie Quebec 2026. Right there. Gold is pulling away now after a 3C trigger. Beautiful stuff. NASDAQ is blasting on back up. No shorting. It's difficult to short this stuff. It's hard for me to be short biased when NASDAQ is putting on tremendously large bottom wicks on the hourly chart. It's showing aggressive accumulation, so don't be surprised when one day we gap above 30,200 and you're sitting there wondering why as you munch on your cream cheese bagel. It's because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 incredibly large high volume bottom wicks on NASDAQ in the past 3 days. That's a cumulative price action. And if we claim this 50 Fibonacci pivot at 29,805, then it's going to be like them buying SpaceX calls when we go to Mars because it's going to 32. Oh, I've said that as I'm putting cream cheese on a bagel. I see you, Hisees. I have used Claude to create a code that will let me hack into your cameras on your computers. So when you sign up for WAP, you actually hit a little disclaimer button. It's a very, very small fine print that gives me access to your computer cameras. So that's actually my favorite brand of cream cheese, Hisees. Trippy Mike, put on some pants. One of you probably has a medical condition of schizophrenia, and I probably just triggered your medicine, and you're freaking out right now. But it's a joke. I'm joking. That is not true. That's true, Space Cadet. That's true. All right, 29,730. We are putting in a new high. There's a high of the day. And if we hold that, overnight highs, baby. Overnight highs. Y'all watch the McGregor fight this weekend? That is Leo. That is. I feel bad for the guy. You think something happened before the fight? I'm sure he got paid fine, yeah. Yeah, it was terrible, man. It was terrible. ES is kind of drifting a little bit. 76.10 high. NASDAQ is 29.713. He's out coming off a broken leg at one point and tearing one of his knees. Yeah, I don't know. You can keep going, man. It's crazy. USA wants to charge passing through the strait. 16 million for 52 seconds. The only other person making more than that in that amount of time is Trump on his 0 DTE calls. It's crazy stuff, man. Is Elon still a trillionaire? Negative. I'm going to set up a lemonade stand in the strait at this point. Millionaire, yeah. I don't even know how they can call it a strait at this point. Geographically, it's crooked. There is no straight business dealings in there. And at this point, I think all the drivers of the boats call each other silly gooses. $75.96. A lot of back and forth stuff. A lot of back and forth on the small into the big. I put some hours on the Allied campaign for Red Alert 2 this weekend instead of just skirmishes. Nice. I don't think I've ever played the skirmishes. I've only done the campaigns. Never tried it. Is it good? Skirmishes against the AI or against other people? Skirmishes against AI. Interesting. Basically a sandbox. It's pretty sweet. I'll have to try it. Do we rocket or dump after I sign off? I don't know. The S&P looks bearish. The NASDAQ looks meh. They're trending up. So they still have a long way to go for me to say that's bearish. But they are top wicking at the high of the day, which is where they should top wick at least once. But there's no lower lows here. So all that to say is that when I see another tweet dump and pump like that, you get the dump and pump, and after that, it's a question mark. And then if you're Spanish, it's two question marks. Just one of them is upside down. 29,687. VIX popped up after defending the 1523 mark. Silver's there. Gold still looking for a 3C trigger. On the 15-minute 4024 will give you a long way up if they can do it. As Skynet. That's eventually where I'm leading this thing to, the Skynet bot that I posted. So right now it's just a basic information Q&A. You can ask anything you want related to the system or generally trading, but I want to get it to the point where you can screenshot a setup, ask it what to do, and it'll base the 3Cs on it and give you an answer, obviously with a disclaimer. So I got to figure out a way to code that. Tried to make ChatGPT do that for me and it hallucinated 3C setups out of its butt. Made me mad, actually. Yeah, it's got you have to give it clear parameters for that stuff. That's what I've learned. Clear parameters. I think I know a lot of people have had success with ChatGPT. I have not had a lot of success with ChatGPT. I think that's one of the reasons that I've delayed my entry into the AI space, because every time I try to use ChatGPT for one thing or another, it's just terrible. The images are terrible. The information I give is generic. It's just like a glorified Google. But I tried using Claude last week and it blew my mind. It's literally changed my life. So I think you just got to find the right way to prompt or the right tool or whatever fits your needs. So we're a little sticky now. A little sticky. NASDAQ is up here. But to it, yeah. Yeah, WAP has their AI chat, and it's terrible. It kept giving me the wrong answer, so I told it to uninstall itself and then reinstall itself on a video game in a bowling alley. I'm sure eventually that's going to come back to haunt me when the robots take over. Coming off 29,644. Buddy, breathe. Yeah. Anyway, we're coming up on the end of the stream here. London closed. We had a little bit of fun this morning. A lot of great positions. Now we're kind of back and forth. I'm not sure where to go with it. All that to say is that position sizing should be your first priority here. Your first priority. Had the same experience with ChatGPT, but I'm able to get complete apps done with Claude. Heck yeah, man. Claude's dynamite. It's amazing. Are you using Fable 5? A little bit I am, but it uses a lot of usage. So I've had a couple of complex products I used it for, but everything else I'm using Opus. Opus is really good. Yeah, it is really good. I like it. Nice, Hices. Chat GPT 5.6 release is going to make Claude reconsider pricing models to be on the lookout. What do you mean? Like make it cheaper or more expensive? I mean, living in the trees, hiding from drones and Terminators. Yeah. Cheaper, nice. I finally got the coyote this weekend that's been picking off my chickens. It's been a good weekend. You've been creating a bunch of apps like Finance Dashboard? Nice. 308, now it's 6.5. About 180 yards. He was inside my chicken pen. And when I walked outside, he saw me jumped over the fence. And he started running away, and I thought I wasn't going to be able to get him. I was tracking him with my crosshairs. But he stopped and turned around and looked at the chickens one last time. And I'm sure there's a Chinese proverb in there somewhere about never looking at the past. But the second he stopped and turned, got him. Got him. Dropped him. Yeah. You know what's interesting, though? 180 yards with a 6.5 Creedmoor. Shot him in the chest. The bullet went all the way through and out his backside. There was a 4-inch exit hole. And it went through his entire body cavity with a 6.5. And the 30-06 has more energy, has more kinetic energy than a 6.5. All right, we are stuck right here at 29,700. I had a dream of creating a tropical fruit farm. You know, in my area, we have a farm that is growing 4,000 white flesh pineapples. They brought them over from Hawaii, the seeds, and they're growing them in climate controlled greenhouses, and it takes 2 years to harvest. Did you use soft tip rounds? I did not use soft tip rounds, in all fairness. Yeah. Yeah, they're inside it now. Yeah, climate controlled. But I'm sure they're going to be like $25 a piece. Yeah, yeah. People seem to be interested. Yeah, I mean they're a well-known farm anyway. But yeah, they're doing well. All right, Char, we're coming up 7 minutes till the London close and the end of the stream. We have an obvious little trend here that we're seeing. You can see it. Kind of doing this little number. So will you glance at gold? I will. There's gold, and we're back to NASDAQ. The quick glance. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so gold has a 3C trigger already in the works. It's very slow. It's very slow. So if you took the trigger at 4015, you'd be profitable. You just have to be very patient. The price action is very slow and grindy. Pretty much everything has hit this little midday slow grind, unfortunately, already. Still going. You're welcome. We've had 3 bottom wicks there. 1, 2, and 3. 1017, 1021, 1040. The higher high was right here at about 4016, all with tremendous volume. Once they cleared, it's been directional. If you go to the 5 minutes, a little bit more clear. It's just very slow. So still long there. NASDAQ is creeping up high after the dump and pump from the Trump tweet. One trade for me today. Created a bunch of apps like finance dashboards. Yeah, buddy, I've done that. I created my own. For years, I've kept all of my finances in a customized, very complex Excel sheet. I've taken years to develop, and in about 5 minutes, I created a better app that took my entire Excel sheet and made it in an app with Claude, and it's extraordinary. It's extraordinary. All right. NASDAQ is coming back off. We have a 5 minute high volume top wick at 11 o'clock. And if until you get a lower low, which you need about 670 to get lower, there's nothing else. On down. TakeProfitTrader just provided a refund adjustment on the account that I forgot the discount code, plus handled one from weeks ago. Nice. Yeah, I'm talking. They're fantastic, man. TakeProfitTrader, their customer service is fantastic. Their business is fantastic. Their payout model is fantastic. Everything about them is just top notch. I don't see another prop firm being as good as TakeProfitTrader in any way. In any way. All they need, the final thing they need to be just demolishing everybody is their own standalone platform. Like if they had like a TakeProfitTrader brokerage, that would be it. And with Claude, you should be able to do that pretty well. You should be able to do that pretty well. I'd like to create my own brokerage. OM brokerage. Everything the prop firm needs. I like to do a lot of stuff. I like opening businesses. It's fun. My son started a new business. 16 years old. He wanted to start mowing yards. Like created his own landscaping company. So he created a logo, bought some shirts. We already have some pretty nice equipment anyway. Posted a link on Facebook. He's already mowed like 50 yards in a week. Like I'm not even kidding. All he does, like he's mowing so many yards he can't keep up. It's crazy. It's so easy to make money and start a business these days. It's not even funny. There's no reason to be stuck completely dependent on the W-2. It's crazy. Especially when you're a teenager. I paid a kid to mow my lawn when it didn't really even need it because it showed up at my door and asked. Heck yeah, man. I'm sure that kid still remembers too. All right, another bottom wick off this trend line, still going back up. As we're coming to the end of our time together. Any trades this morning since I missed the stream? Yep, I posted one in the Discord chat or in the day trades. We longed the initial bounce from this morning. So it was accumulation, bottom wicks. Once we had the higher high, we took it, and off we go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I asked him how much. He told me $15. I agree, but when he finished, I asked him how long he spent, how much gas he thought he used, and I paid him $30. Told him to value his time more. Nice. You taught that kid a lesson in business. Nice, JJ. I want to do a bracket order for multiple accounts on Tradeovate, and I've seen them. That allows you to do it. Does anyone experience with Protex? Nope. Can I get a red name? Let me take a look, Dave. All right, I'll shoot you a DM, Dave. Just make sure you get your Discord connected. So, all right, y'all. If you have any questions, let me know. That's going to be the end of our stream here. Nice morning this morning. We had a beautiful morning. Analysis is pretty on point. And then we hit the post-news pump and dump, and now we have this little lull here. So, still maintain proper position sizing. Don't get caught up in the nastiness. High volume is your best friend. If you want to come join the server, head over to theoptionsmyowner.com and sign up. Come hang out with us every day. Otherwise, I'll see you all bright and early tomorrow morning for another fantastic day.